You guys want to see something exciting? We got running water back here. We don't have to mess around with that tank anymore to water the cows. Remember guys, if you like what you see, don't forget to hit the thumbs up at the bottom of the video and then subscribe to the channel. It lets me know you like what I'm doing and like seeing what's going on. And then it helps the YouTube algorithm recognize us, and it helps the channel grow. Alright, we're here in this barn, and it's a mess in here. It's kind of, we inherited a lot of the junk in here when we bought the farm. This barn's really needs to be tore down when I can find a place to put all these somewhere else. But here's my 290 model John Deere planter, which some of my older viewers seen that from the Labor Day Festival video I made. And right here we have, it's an F12 Farmall. It's a little bit different than most of them. My grandpa actually built this. It's a roller, for yard roller. And we haven't had it running in several years, but don't have to worry about any tires dry rotting on it, that's for sure. But the only thing I can really remember about this is it's hard to load it on a trailer because they don't get much traction with these. But we put it up on a hay wagon and taken it through parades and stuff. It's pretty unique. And then here we got, it's a McCormick Wd6. And the hood is off of it, which it's right there. We got a WD6 and then a WD9 back here. These are kind of just accidental finds that my dad had found. I remember this one, we used to run our PTO grain dryer with it when I was real little. I remember him restoring this one, but I don't remember that one getting done. But it needs tires. These are kind of a hard size to find, and it's sitting on a dirt floor, so we don't want to put new tires on it and let them just dry out again. But everything in here, I mean, it backed in here under its own power. But we were on a biodiesel, which I think you can see the sign there. We tried that in these, and the fuel tanks gelled up and it ate the inside of them up. So we had to take the fuel tanks off and have them acid dipped and a liner put in them. That goes for the WD9 too. That's why the hood's off of it. So when they acid dipped it, it ate all the paint off the hood. So we got to, or off the fuel tank. So we got to get them repainted and back on. It kind of goes for both of these. Something unique about them is this little container right here is gas. These start on gas and then you switch them over and run them on diesel. So that's kind of, my dad didn't realize they did that when he bought it. I remember him saying that my grandpa had known about these, and grandpa just started playing with it and switched it over to diesel. But they're limited on their use if we wanted to get them out and play with them. They don't have hydraulics on them, and I don't believe it's live PTO. So I think they're kind of like a Wheatland version. There's a WD6 here, and here's the 9. It's my dad's favorite. This is a pretty big tractor. They're about the same. It's just bigger. And believe it or not, guys, these tires was actually on the 986 International, but this used to have tires on it that looked dry rotted like these, and we wanted the 986, its drawbar was always low, so we wanted to put bigger tires on it, and we put 42s on it and move these over here, and then we've got hooks on it that we can put the clamp-on duals off the 986 on here. And I remember we've done that a couple times, but these don't really have any history on our farm, as we never farmed with these, or Dad and Grandpa never farmed with these back in the day. They were just kind of something neat that my dad seen at a sale and bought them. And I'd like to get them out and get them running, but these older antique tractors, he was more into it than I am anyways, and they're kind of on the back burner until we get everything situated. Someday we'll get them out and fuel tanks painted and then running. And I guess the last one we got in here is, it's another Massey Harris 44. But this one, Grandpa actually farmed with. I don't know if he bought it new, but this was a part of the farm back in the day. Looks like it's got, I need to get air in that tire. And that one got a couple flat tires in here. It's been a couple years. But they farmed with this, and I don't know what all they used it on. I do know that it had mounted cultivators on it, and we still have those. But I'll take you back around here to... It's got good tires on it, other than that one's flat for some reason. But I remember we used to run auger with this tractor all the time, filling the grain bin right out there. So that's all I ever remember doing it with, actually, work-wise. But they restored it sometime before my time, and it's still got a pretty nice restoration job on it. And then when we used to take it to tractor shows, this was something Grandpa built. It was actually, these are old movie theater seats, and they recline on it, and I think we found them in the junk in this barn. Because even before we owned this farm, we used the buildings, and we just haven't got around to cleaning the junk out of them. Because this isn't our main farm. But we painted one red for my brother because he likes IH, and then one green for me because I always liked John Deere. And that's where we rode around farm shows and tractor shows with them. And they do recline. Like, probably gotta be sitting in it to get it to do it. But Grandpa would drive, and we'd ride with him on there. So just some of the memories I have there. But that's all we've got in this shed. I'll take you to some of the other ones. Last thing we got here back at my place, this, when we bought the farm, this come with it. It's a McCormick Deere steel husker and shredder. I've always heard Grandpa and Dad call it the corn shredder. I don't know if it's for silage or exactly what it does. So I would love to get this out and use it and make it run. I believe it's belt powered, and I know we've got a belt that I could run it with my B. But I'm only 21 years old, and this thing's probably 4 times older than me, so I'd have no idea what I'm doing with it. I'd have to try to find probably my great uncle. He could come and explain it to me and help me figure it out a little bit. But if I decide to tear these buildings down this next summer, because this is back here at my place, and this building and that one with the antiques in it's pretty rough. They're not really big enough for anything, so if I decide to tear them down, I'll get that out, and we'll go out and pull some corn stalks or whatever, and try using that, see how it happens. But I think that's about all for my place back here. I better get back to my water, and I'll head over to the home farm and show you what we got over there. You got the down here in the old corn crib at the home farm. Duals the 15. Don't mind the tarp that's falling down. That's to keep the birds from crapping on the tractors in here. This M is not ours. It'd be a cousin. Now, and they use it for. Well, they don't really use it at all, but they don't have a place. They live in town, so they keep it out here. It would be my great uncle's M that he farmed with. I don't know the years on a lot of these. I'll have to put the camera down, climb back there. There's an old John Deere engine, I think out of a 45 combine. I'm not sure why we have that, or if it's the if he had it from when he had a 45, or what the story is there. There's a lot of stuff. I'm not sure why we have it. This tractor right here is one that I loved growing up, and I want to get it out running again. This is a 340 Farmall. It has the 2-point hitch system on the back of it, and power steering. Nice little tractor. We used to use this for everything around here, odd jobs. It had a loader, but a loader on a tricycle tractor is just bad news if you ask me. Here's this tire's a little low, but we use this for backing wagons and just moving stuff around all the time. And then we got our Kubota RTV with that front hitch, and then this just got parked and forgotten about for a while, but Grandpa farmed with this. There's a picture, if I remember, I'll put it in the video, of him coming in the farm with a pull-type combine behind this tractor. I want to try to find that and get it in here. But it's just a handy little tractor. We got a little 6-foot finishing mower for it that I want to, that'd be a good job for it. And then trying to, we got to clean this stuff up a little bit. Then right there is Grandpa's 1937 John Deere A. He farmed when he was growing up with a 37. That is not the one. The one they farmed with was on steel wheels. And he's had that as long as I can remember. They restored it. It needs a magneto. That's all that's wrong with it. And rims. The rims are shot on it because it had fluid in it for a long time. But that's our other 2-cylinder. Now we need to clean this building out, and even this building. I don't think I'd tear this one down, but it needs some work cleaned up and reorganized. Right there, it's on a little cart, is like a Farmall Cub engine, and that's like an old generator as far as I can tell. It's just a little powerhouse that you pull around. So I'm not sure. I don't know the origins of that. My dad bought it at a cousin's sale a few years ago and said those are rare, I guess. I wonder if that wouldn't run that corn shredder thing that we got back here at my place. But yeah, some of the other old tractors we got around. But this here is a priority to get running. Which I don't, it might not be anything wrong with it. It just needs pulled back out and tire aired up, and we'll use it instead of letting it sit. But just the past couple of years there hasn't been time to mess with them. Out here we got a Farmall Super M. I bought this for my dad for his 50th birthday. And it runs. It needs tuned up, and we need to get it inside, but it'll be a pretty nice little tractor to have around. I might rake hay with it or something. There's not much to say about it. I don't know a whole heck of a lot about it. It's got good tires on it. Fronts could be replaced, but backs are really good. In the shop, we got the 656. This is with a big tractor for a lot of years. If you look, when I was showing you up in the bank barn, we got duals for it. We might put them on this spring just for fun. But we use it for chore tractor now, and we planted corn with it up until 2012, I think, was the year, on our 6-row corn planter. So this tractor, I grew up, spent a lot of time here on the fender riding, planting corn with Dad. Mostly Dad planted the corn, Grandpa planted the beans. But it's a good old tractor. I'd never get rid of it. This was a big tractor until 1981 when the 986 came. Then we got Grandpa's old trencher, which we use this a lot. It's got the front axle out from under it. We have to rebuild it, and we're having a hard time finding parts, but DJ found some on the internet that we've got them. We just haven't got started putting them back together yet. He's got his 4-wheeler engine tore apart on the bench, so we'll let him get that done before we start on that. The last tractor that I can think of would be the DJ's Farmall M. It's not an original to the farm or anything. We bought that probably 10 years ago now for him when he was back in grade school. This is his own tractor, and we repainted it and restored it. It needs a distributor, so it runs pretty rough right now, but I always kind of like driving those M Farmall, so that's a project too. If you guys haven't figured it out yet, we've got a lot more projects than we've got time. And I'd like to get a lot of these done, but it just seems like the past couple years, these old tractors have kind of been put on the back burner, and we haven't done much with them. And it'll probably be a couple years till we get everything figured out before we'll really have time to do it. And one of the reasons is this isn't a heated shop. If we get with a heated shop something we want sooner than later, if we had a heated shop where we were more comfortable to come out and work till 11 o'clock at night on them in the middle of the winter. We'd probably get more done with the older tractors, but anymore, as the sun goes down, it gets even colder in here, and we just end up not doing it. So nothing has to be done, but it's a hobby that we enjoy.